Welcome back to 24 Hours Trending News Channel. Ukrainian military intelligence on Tuesday said Iran is planning to send more than 200 combat drones to Russia, including the Arash-2 touted by the Iranian military as one of the longest-range attack drones in the world. Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, part of the Defense Ministry, said a batch of more than 200 combat drones shahed, 136, Mohajer-6 and Arash-2 is planned to be sent from Iran to the Russian Federation at the beginning of November. The intelligence agency said in a post on Telegram that the unmanned aerial vehicles will be delivered via the Caspian Sea to the port of Astrakhan. The agency said the drones are being shipped in a disassembled state, and once inside Russian territory, they will be collected, repainted and applied with Russian markings. The intelligence agency did not specify how it obtained the information on the shipments, and we cannot independently verify the details. But it echoes reporting on Tuesday, citing officials from a Western country that closely monitors Iran's weapons program, that Tehran was preparing a large shipment of drones and ballistic missiles to Russia. Any Russian deployment of the Arash-2 drone to the war in Ukraine could put further pressure on the country's already challenged air defenses. Since September 13, Ukraine's air defense forces say they have shot down more than 300 attack drones, but dozens have managed to strike their targets and destroy vital energy infrastructure. CNN's Clarissa Ward said the deployment of the Arash-2 has the potential to be a big game changer in the war in Ukraine, as it can carry 5 times the explosives of the shahed. Unlike the noisy propeller of the shahed 136, it has been claimed the Arash-2 uses jet propulsion, not only making it much faster and harder to shoot down, but also giving it a greater range. However, photos of what was described as an Arash-2 by Iranian state media clearly show it having a propeller at the back. Speaking on Iranian TV at a military event in Tehran in late September, Iran's Brig General Qayyumars Haidari suggested the Arash-2 had a range of 2,000 kilometers, 1,243 miles, which would make it one of the longest-range attack drones in the world. However, Iranian military leaders have a history of exaggerating the capabilities of Iranian-built weapons systems. Russia is preparing to deploy advanced Arash-2 Iranian kamikaze drones to supplement the shahed 136s that have already inflicted serious damage on Ukrainian power infrastructure. The new and more capable loitering munitions are faster, smarter and longer range, and likely to stretch Ukrainian air defenses even further. The first indication of the Russian deal for Arash-2 with Iran came from anonymous sources leaked on Russian social media Telegram on October 15, with a similar claim made by anonymous Iranian officials quoted by Reuters on October 18. Ukraine's general staff then stated that Iranian instructors are already training Russian operators on Arash-2 in Iran. It is not known when the drones will be delivered. The shahed 136, which the Russians have been using for attacks, is a propeller-driven drone that flies along at low level at about 120 miles per hour. The noise of the two-stroke engine has given it the nickname moped. Ukrainian officials claim that they are now intercepting some 85% of the incoming shahed 136s, using missiles, cannon and even assault rifle fire, but the problem is the sheer numbers, which means some get through. Shahed 136s typically arrive several at a time, and according to Ukraine's President Zelensky, Russia has ordered 2,400 of them, so the bombardment will continue. While some sources put the shahed 136s range at over 1,700 kilometers, more recently Ukrainian sources who have examined captured drones suggested the actual range is more like 200 kilometers. This is why they are launched from Belarus close to Kiev and Russian-occupied Crimea. Though not much larger than shahed 136 with a wingspan of perhaps 12 feet, the Arash-2 is far more capable and comes from a different pedigree of jet-powered drones. Iran unveiled the Iranian-1 drone in 2015. It had a 6-foot wingspan, and, thanks to a new locally developed microjet engine, a top speed of over 200 miles per hour. It was used mainly as an aerial target, but was also touted as a possible kamikaze drone with a 70-pound warhead. The success of the Iranian-1 led to the bigger Iranian-2 in 2018. This had a larger fuel tank with a reported range of more than 1,000 kilometers and is specifically designed for one-way long-range attacks. The next evolution is the 2020 Arash-1, which appears almost identical to the Iranian-2, with the big difference being the guidance system and possibly more fuel capacity. While the Iranian-2 relies on satellite navigation, the Arash-1 has a loitering mode and sensors to pick up enemy radar emissions. It can then home in on radar sets and destroy them in a kamikaze attack. In a concept similar to Israeli's IAI Harpy drone developed in the 1980s. However, according to Iran's Admiral Mousavi, who ran a 2020 drone combat exercise, the Arash-1 has a range of 2,000 kilometers, giving it the longest reach of any weapon of this type in the world. Another difference is that while the Kian drone requires dedicated launchers, Arash-1 can be launched from a container mounted on the back of a truck, a feature it shares with the Shahed 136. A rocket booster lofts it into the air to a speed where the jet engine can take over. The Arash-2 was only introduced in September this year. According to Brigadier General Qayyamars Haidari, commander of the Iranian Army's ground forces, the Arash-2 was specifically designed to strike cities in Israel. He also stated it can act as a reconnaissance drone, and locate targets for long-range ballistic missiles, as well as carry out high-precision attacks itself. Like the Arash-1, it can loiter for hours looking for targets. All the sources agree that Russia wants the Arash-2 version rather than the Arash-1, which is a curious military choice. Arash-1 would provide the capability to hit Ukrainian air defenses, in particular its S-300 surface-to-air missile systems, which have kept the skies over Ukraine clear of Russian aircraft and reportedly shoot down large numbers of Russian-caliber cruise missiles. Knocking out Ukraine's air defenses to pave the way for more attacks might be the obvious military approach. Instead, Russia seems to be doubling down on its campaign of attacks on civilian targets, in particular energy infrastructure. Arash-2 may be used to find targets for Shahed 136S, as the version used by Russia can be reprogrammed in flight to the current location of a target, and Russia has a shortage of drones suitable for the job. Arash-2 will also bring longer range and higher speed to the game. Its active guidance may allow it to hit precision targets, so long as it can maintain a communication link with the operator. Ukraine's air defenses continue to strengthen with the recent addition of German Iris-T surface-to-air missile complexes, US NASAM systems expected in the next few weeks, and NATO allies working on supplying further missiles. By the time the Russians start sending Arash drones over, they may be met with stronger resistance. But winter is coming and Ukraine is already facing power cuts. The drone/counter-drone technology campaign looks more significant than ever in determining the course of the war. Thanks for watching us today. See you again in the next update on 24 Hours Trending News Channel.